Okay, so remember I told you guys on a previous episode about Truth or Dare that I ended up watching the 2017 version. And I told y'all my sister's gonna be back to watch the 2018 version and review that movie. Well, this is that episode where we're gonna watch, or I should say we're gonna review 2018 Truth or Dare. But this time it's about Blumhouse. And this time it should be better. And this time it should be good. Should. So let's go ahead and jump into this review. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What is Movie Breakdowns? It's a movie review series where we look at new and old movies, give them a grade A through F. Pluses and minuses do count. And if there's a movie you want me to review, let me know. Please put in the comment section below, and I try to get to it as best I can. I also have a Patreon, Patreon/Ali Zakka. And on this Patreon, you get first come, first serve. You ask for a review. If you're paying for my services, I get to it immediately and get it on out there. Also on Patreon, you get movie reviews before they come out on Facebook and YouTube, like months in advance. You get trailer reactions, first thoughts, and many, many more. And today we have another fan favorite, another guest that's been on multiple episodes. The return of my sister Khali. She's back for another episode. The last one we did was Venom.
You asking the wrong one because I do not know.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been years actually.
Cause we did Venom. The basketball movie we watched together didn't get filmed correctly, so we couldn't get that up together. So I had to go back and redo that one myself. Pirates of the Caribbean. We did Transformers. Well,
I don't even know.
Welcome back to the show. You want to put any plugs out there before we get started?
Follow me on TikTok at
All right, listen to me.
It's
All right.
not that hard.
You heard it here first, guys. So go out there and check her out. Now, let's go ahead and get into today's review of 2018's Truth or Dare by Blumhouse. Yeah, I put that preference out there because, like I said, there's a 2017 sci-fi version that's on Netflix, and you watch that movie, you're thinking this is this movie. You're going to be sadly mistaken. First thoughts. You want to go first or I'll go first?
Garbage. You can go.
All right. So my first thoughts on this movie, the 2018 Blumhouse version is slightly better than 2017 sci-fi version. I watched the sci-fi version first. And I think if I would have watched the 2018 Blumhouse version first, I'd probably been more upset at this movie than I was at the sci-fi version. But I was more upset at the sci-fi version because I watched it first, then watched this one, and thinking, you know what? It's not that bad. It's not good either, but it's not that bad. On top of that, the movies have the same story beat. They are legit parallels of each other. They follow the same beats. The only thing that's different between the sci-fi version and the 2018 version is that the 2018 version, they're not really friends. Versus the sci-fi version, you tell in that group of circle they're all friends amongst each other, besides that one girl who comes in at the beginning. This one, you literally have a guy who gets killed, breaks his neck, and one of the guys laughs at his video, his death video. Granted, the dude shows up who's kind of like a jerk, who's just hitting on any girl in sight, and they like, oh, he's one of the dudes who just hang around our group. We don't invite him, but he shows up. He dies, but not one of them was like,
they really didn't blink an eye.
yeah, they like, we don't really care about this guy. Or you have the girlfriend of the dude who's the doctor. By the way, both movies has the same character. It has a doctor character. But one doctor character was selling prescription drugs to kids, or teenagers, or like young college students.
Because why not, I guess. Because why not?
Yeah, because he's a jerk. He just want to show you that he's a jerk, and he gets killed by not listening to his friends. And also everybody's like, beside the girlfriend who broke down in tears, everybody else was like, oh, it sucks that he died. He should have listened, but okay.
Next.
Yeah.
like nobody cared about anybody, honestly. Like
even like the main character who was Olivia, who's played by Hale, she even like has this relationship with this girl, like their best friend, Marky Cameron, who is played by Violet Bean. They're like best friends. And even in this movie, Marky's like the jerk to her. Like Marky sets up cheating on her boyfriend. Stated throughout the movie a lot that she cheats on this guy named Lucas, who Lucas now has feelings for Olivia because he gets cheated on and he wondered what it's like to be with Olivia, and gets upset, and Marky gets upset at Lucas for having these thoughts. And of course, because truth or dare, the demon in this movie forces Lucas and Olivia to hook up with each other because why not? This is a spoiler review.
Just to throw something else in there.
Yeah,
just to throw something else in there.
It's really like, the one thing I would say that's good about this movie is the acting is not as bad. Like, you can get behind the acting a little bit.
Don't get me started.
Okay, wait, what acting to you was like to me it wasn't horrible.
Well, yeah, but compared to the 2017 version, it's Emmy Award winning. Because the 2017 version is literally so bad. Like, the acting is literally so mediocre, so I don't even know the word. Garbage. So yeah, compared to that version, yes, but still as a scary movie, it's still mediocre. Like, so.
Yeah, you're not getting, Hereditary, Midsummer, heck, even Us kind of acting. You're getting. No. It is
pretty basic.
If I'm gonna put this in the scope of a Marvel movie, you're getting Daredevil or X-Men, Wolverine, like Origins acting. If you guys like, oh, okay, that's what we're seeing. And unfortunately, I haven't never seen any of these actors and actresses in other movies and other TV shows, so I can't really say it was them or the director of this movie that made them act a certain way. Because there's certain movies you watch where you're like, that's a good actor, but it's put in a very crappy role by the director. And then there's movies you watch where like the actor just can't act at all.
Yeah, it was a bunch of unknown actors, honestly. Like, it was probably like first role type of people. Except Lucy Hale, she's a known actress. So
is she better in other things?
The only thing I ever watched her in was Pretty Little Liars, which was a TV show that ended like years ago. So she's decent. I mean, she's not bad. She does her job, I guess.
And because I had a whole week to watch this movie again, one thing people got upset at this movie, when I listened to other people reviews, it's like they were so upset that the movie didn't have enough gore in it. And to me, I was like, I don't need to have gore in my scary movie. You can scare somebody and have a horror movie with all the blood and gore. Yeah. And this movie didn't have gore, but it's PG-13, so didn't need to have all that gore in it. I like the Syfy version, which actually does have gore in it at the end.
Very bad, but yes,
and you're like, why is that in here? And this one, I was like, okay, there's no gore, but somebody gets shot. Instead of like it's like a Quentin Tarantino movie where they get shot and everything blows up everywhere. It's just like, oh, I got shot and they're dying on the ground. Like,
that's it.
But you do have the Google search in this movie. You do have the walk in the house, I'm about to fall off trope in this movie.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Yep, you got that.
What's another one?
Rob somebody, make them beg. You got that scene. So
I'm gonna have sex with you and then also threaten to kill you at the same time, because that, I don't know why people, like, why is that a thing? Like, questions that need answers.
But yeah, that's so storyline of this movie. A bunch of friends go to Mexico and they follow a stranger into a haunted place and play Truth or Dare. And by them playing this game, Truth or Dare, it opens up a demon, and this demon is now making them say Truth or Dare, and they don't do the dare, they die. But then it comes down to a new rule get tossed in the middle of the movie that it has to be 2 truths and a dare. So therefore you just can't say truth, 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 because everybody just say the truth and won't die. You have to do a dare. You refuse to do the dare, you will die. So they threw that little mole into the movie when they went to go meet one of the girls who was also playing the game, because the guy who set her up been around in Mexico and he keeps going back to Mexico to get another group of people put into the game. But the problem is the Truth or Dare goes in a circle. So if you're playing the game with a new group you're still stuck in the game. Even though the new group started the game and you walk off and live your life, you're still part of the game. You still gotta do the truth or dare, and just hope that you don't have to do the dare. Just hope when it comes to your turn, you can use truth. Because that's what happened in the movie. They're like, well, everybody just say truth and we'll be good. Well, one person had to say dare because it's more than five, at the time, more than 3 people. And so therefore people was like, I gotta do a dare because I wanna save everybody else. And by the way, Lucy Hale character, who's supposed to be like the character who cares about everybody else and not selfish, she is like, was asked at the beginning of the movie to set this up for you guys. She was asked, would you choose your friends or would you choose the world if aliens came to Earth to kill people? And she said, I would choose to have my friends get killed and save the world. And throughout this movie, all her things she was doing, she was like, I would do a dare so I can save everybody else. I'm going to do the dare so I can save everybody. I can't speak anymore. Save everybody else. But then at the end of the movie, she decides to set the world up on a truth or dare.
She ain't even true to herself.
Yeah, so like she flips with no reason, and you say, well, she kept trying to save her friend. Yeah, but she already stated at the beginning of the movie that she would sacrifice her friends to save the world. So yeah, she does that to she'll save the world, but at the end of the movie, she pretty much dooms the world. And this movie has the reveal of the demon twice. You have the origins of the game, and then they go back and find somebody else, but via Google search, by the way, because 2018, all this is online about demons, stuff like that. So you Google search, find the original lady who cast the demon and beat it the first time. Goes to her and she explains to him that it's this demon. They gotta beat the demon, and they go back to the haunted place to end the game. And for a moment, you're thinking, "Oh man, I don't care how this gonna turn out." Because mind you, the first part of this movie is really dry. It's really boring to get through.
Yeah.
It's really like, oh my gosh. But then after they meet the lady and she explains this to them that there's a demon, then you're like, okay, I'm curious how this is going to end, what they're going to do to finish this movie. It's really after what's his name, Brad Chung, who's played by Hayden Seto, when he has to pull the gun on his father. Once again, I don't understand why they do these dares. How come they don't just tell people, I'm forced to do this, there's a demon, just please beg. Like, he pulls the gun on his father and gets shot by another police officer. By the way, Brad is a gay character in this movie, and his truth or dare is coming out to his father and tell his father that he was gay. That was his truth or dare. And then the next one, for some reason, the demon was like, make your dad beg. His dad's a police officer.
In public, on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Like, in the middle of the day.
Yeah. That was the demon made him do, for no reason. Like, he had no animosity towards his dad at all, so why make him dad do that? Like, he pretty much did the most scariest thing he could do, was tell his dad that he was gay, and his dad was like, okay. That was all his dad did. His dad was like, okay. And they even asked, like, how do you feel? He's like, I feel, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
But now he has the...
So I don't like that. I think that's horrible writing, when the writing is like, well, make him beg, make his dad beg. Let's do this. Are you sure? And it has nothing to do with the characters, but okay, we'll make them do it. There's no other things, like, even Brad talked about in the movie how, like...
Now, it would have made sense if he had did it, if his father reacted badly to him coming out. That would have made sense.
Yeah.
But he didn't, so...
Mm-hmm.
What was the reason?
His dad even said, like, I love you, son. Like... But anyway, that's why I feel like the movie picked up a little bit and got really intriguing. And I was like, okay, I'm curious how they're going to try and finish this. They go kidnap the guy who put them into the situation, because he apparently had to cut his tongue out and put his tongue into a jar that's going to seal the demon up in this seal. The demon fights back. He kills Lucas, who is amidst of this love triangle, which I'll talk about that later. And then kills Lucas. He kills the guy who sets them up, whose name is Carter. They kill, or Carter/Sam, he go by 2 different names. They kill him, and then at the end of the movie, it's between Marky and Olivia, and Marky has the chance to do the truth or dare, and the dare was to shoot Olivia. Marky declines because Olivia's like, just don't do it, don't do anything. So the demon takes over Marky and it's about to shoot Olivia. Olivia dodges, so she gets like a little bit of a graze, and then she turns the gun out on the demon and says, "Truth or dare." And he's like, "I'm not a part of the game." And she's like, "Yes, you are. Truth or dare. You're now stuck in it." Instead of asking him the dare, she asks him the truth of how to end the game. And he's like, "You can't." Versus saying, "I dare you to end the game. I dare you to do all this, because you don't do the dare, you die." They had the finish right there, but nope. They're like, "Well, we'll have her say truth, and then she's gonna set the whole world up because they can't leave because they're gonna just back and forth. So we gotta set the whole world up and start the whole game again."
But also because they gotta make a part 2 apparently. So
Are they making a sequel?
You know how scary movies be. Like, it's like sometimes they do, and then it's like, I feel like it's one of those movies where they set it up to where if they wanted to make a terrible part 2, they're gonna. So
True.
That's why they ended it the way that
True.
it
They
ended,
did make
so.
money off this movie. They
did, yeah.
Because the movie was, the budget was $3,500,000, and they cumulative gross worldwide $95 million. So they almost topped $100 million worldwide.
When you watch the trailer, it doesn't look like a bad movie. Like, it looks like a decent, interesting movie, and especially when it's coming out in theaters and it's by Blumhouse, so you're like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go watch this," and then you watch it and you're like, why did I just watch that? So
Right.
yeah. So, and the way that they set it up, it's definitely a possibility for a part 2. So
Lucy Hale. Let's talk about the characters and actors. Lucy Hale plays Olivia Barron. She was like the good girl, never bad person. I sacrificed myself for the world. That's pretty much it. Like, as far as emotions, she has a bunch of teary scenes. It's okay. I didn't really feel like, she's knocking it out the park. But at the same time, I was just like,
she's a decent actress.
yeah. Tyler Posey, who plays Lucas Marino. Lucas is the boyfriend to Marky, who's in love with Olivia apparently, but then comes to find out to the middle of the movie that he's not in love with Olivia. He loves Marky more, but he has cheated on Marky all the time. He is like in every scary movie, there's always that well-rounded good dude. And you're like, no matter what he does, he's a good guy. Like, I side with him. He is that guy in this movie. He's played by Tyler Posey. He is that guy. Lucas literally, like, he's didn't do anything wrong besides saying, like, I not really truly love my girlfriend. I
mean, he did cheat on her, but...
Did he?
Yeah, he had sex with a girl.
But he was forced to because...
he still had sex with her. He still cheated.
Okay.
He still cheated.
Yes, and like, if there wasn't no demon involved that forced him the...
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. He didn't want to do it. He was forced. We know.
But yeah, because if they didn't, they would have died, right?
Right. But still, you could tell he had a crush on her.
Mm-hmm.
And he was still with Marky, so
yes,
technically he did cheat. Because she was possessed, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't, so...
They wasn't possessed. They was both acting upon it because the demon is like...
So yeah, he cheated then. What?
Yeah, she cheated on him too, so I guess...
I mean, they're even now, I guess.
Yes, if you look at that way.
Toxic relationship.
Yeah, it's very toxic. There's no good or right thing in that situation. But it was almost like... It wasn't like if the demon wasn't there, he wouldn't have done it. I guess that's the only thing I was thinking. As I watched it, it was like he wouldn't have done it.
Absolutely not. He definitely would have done it. He definitely would have done it.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Because he would have cheated early in the movie then.
No. He had all opportunity at that moment. If the demon was not involved and he had feelings for Olivia, he definitely would have did it.
Because me, I watched it because, like, Marky walked out. She's like, you need to do something with Olivia. Because Marky saw him. He saw Marky first. He saw Marky first, and Marky just stormed past him. He's like, what's wrong? She's like, you need to do something with Olivia. And then he kept walking. He was like, what? And then Olivia was like, we have to... Olivia started making the move on him, and he's like, is this a dare? She's like, yes. But then he took his shirt off. I was like, okay, dude, you too hyped about this.
See?
But
See? Too hyped. He was prepared. Okay? He was ready.
But the demon did ask him earlier, do you like Olivia? And he was like, truth or dare? And he said truth to that. And he had to call Olivia to explain that he liked her. So to me,
I don't know.
to me it wasn't a win. For me, he was put in a situation where he could not win. That's what I say. But I guess if he didn't really like her, then it would have been no issue. But also they set up where Olivia was a good girl who didn't mess with anybody, and then he was getting cheated on by a girl who didn't who cheated on him
They
constantly.
played the little sympathy card.
Yeah.
So
Like he got cheated on all the time. And she even said you sleep with multiple people every night, and he sits by himself. So there's no winner in this movie, and I'm not, for all out there, I don't condone cheating. That's not what I'm trying to say here. Just want to throw that out there, because
don't get it twisted.
yeah, it's not cool at all. But the way this movie's set up in the world of this movie, based off this movie, in the world of that movie, to me, he didn't do anything wrong because he had to force it. Like they both could have died. They could have just been like, fuck it, we're not gonna. Oh well, sorry, whatever. You two, you've heard my first cuss. I cussed before. Anyway, he could have died. They could have died and like, all right, well, we didn't want to have sex because we're not gonna cheat, and they died. So. What would you would have done in that situation in America? What would you would have done? Or
would you cheat,
the world?
Or would you die?
Cheat or die? Like at least you explain to somebody, hey man, this demon had me at gunpoint. And they didn't even finish.
Yeah, and then see if somebody would have said that to me, I would have been like, sir, are you okay? Like you sound like you going through some stuff because listen, you know dang well ain't no demon forced you. Okay?
But they all playing the game, so they all at this point they all know it's very real, so they can't deny it.
Yeah, but yeah,
like in the world of this movie, they can't deny it because they're like, oh well, we didn't beat the demon yet.
I guess, but either way,
and then
he was guilty.
And then the movie goes like in the middle of it all, she's like, do you really like Olivia or Marky? And he goes, I choose Marky. And she stops. She's like, what? He's like, yeah. It's like, okay, so you're in a toxic relationship. This movie is very toxic. Okay, Hayden. Oh, he has a Z in his name. It's Seto, but it's a Z. It's like Zet. Seto. Zeto. Played by Bat, who plays Brad Chung, or Chang, not Chung, but Chang. Like he's the one dude in this movie that you was like.
He's pretty decent.
Yeah, he's more decent than Lucas. Lucas is in his love triangle thing that this movie forced him to be in because you gotta have a love triangle for some reason. But Brad was just a cool dude. The only thing he was gay. He had to come out to his father about being gay. That was his really big truth or dare. And
that was it.
Yeah, his dad didn't take him out of school because he went down to college. He's Canadian, I think. He says he's Canadian, but he went to school in California. His dad, because his dad works in the area, and his dad's paying for him to go through college. But yeah, that's
sounds like supportive parenting to me.
Yeah, because dad can afford it. So his own character who's actually pretty decent, and he dies in this movie. Yeah. Sophia Ali, who plays
Is it getting worse?
Penelope Amari. She was the drunk girl. She was the drunk girl in the group. She drinks all the time, morning, night, and day, and has a drinking problem. And that's about it. And they hit on that. She beats her dare, and then gets killed off in the next scene by somebody else who shoots at the group.
Yeah, nobody's safe.
Okay, then we got next Tyson Coran, who played by Nolan Gerard Funk. Tyson was the dick doctor. He was a dude who was no matter what it was, calling people out. He's the one who pointed out that Olivia likes Lucas, and then he's the dude who sent prescription drugs to younger college students. And that's pretty much it. He was a dick, and you don't like him, and he dies. Then you have Carter Sam, who's played by Landon Lebanon. The dude was the setup character. That's about it. He's scaredy cat setup character. Ronnie, who was played by Sam Leonard. He was the every scary movie has that character who's like, I'm just trying to get laid. I'm just trying to get laid. That's what he was. He was that typical character. I just try to get laid. He's like the first one to really die in this movie, and you don't feel bad for him when he gets killed. His bet was to show his privates to everybody, and he doesn't do it.
Which is surprising because all he wanted to do was get laid. So.
Right.
Yeah, that was him. Quick and easy.
Yeah, you don't care really. That's pretty much it as far as all the other characters in this movie that's really like important.
Everybody dies anyways, so it's like you couldn't really form any type of relations with any of the characters because everybody dies. So.
And the writing doesn't really sit on it. The writing doesn't sit on it long enough for you to really gain any kind of interest. The one person they try to make you feel the most about was Marky, who they set up as a cheater to begin the movie, but then it comes down to her dad died, so
she was going through
it. And then also she dealing with suicidal thoughts to be with her dad, and then kind of found out her dad was not a good guy at all. He actually tried to force himself onto Olivia, because this happened when they were teenagers. Forced himself onto Olivia. Olivia said no. How about you go kill yourself? And he's already thinking about it anyway, so he does do it because he can never look at his daughter the same way. It was like, okay, now we still feel sympathy for a character who is actually a pedophile trying to mess with a young girl, and I'm gonna feel bad for him now? No.
Not even just a young girl, but his daughter's best friend.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
I almost thought they was gonna flip it around, and when she looked at the gun again, looking at old pictures, like, yeah, he actually tried to do it to me too. I almost thought they were gonna say that, but they didn't. I'm glad it didn't go there.
No.
But it was just like, okay, I don't care about the dad anymore. Yeah. Why are you crying about that? You know the truth about your dad was trying to rape your best friend.
I mean, I get it though, because I don't know. At the end of the day, it's her dad, but at the same time, your dad's a pedophile. So where do you draw that line? I know she probably has memories and whatever sentimental value with her dad, whatever. Maybe her dad was her best friend. I don't know. Like I said, they didn't really sit on stuff too long because that's not what the movie was about, anyways. Right. But yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like that part could have just been left out.
And then apparently Marky's best friend was Olivia, so she didn't want to lose Olivia either. But then she's also cheating on her boyfriend. She was like, I don't have anybody anymore. You cheat on your boyfriend.
Right.
What?
Who was there for her?
Yeah.
Who seemed like he wanted to be there for her.
Right. So I was like, that just... But her and Olivia are the only two that really survive until Olivia set the death pack up with the whole world. Yeah. Olivia's a big YouTuber, so she tells everybody who watch her YouTube channel, Truth or Dare, and then makes the demon shows up, who, by the way, has this very weird Snapchat filter face thing. Yeah. So anytime somebody gets challenged to turn to the demon for the Truth or Dare game, they make this Joker-like smile. It was really bad. Gloogy eyes, Truth or Dare.
And that's how it ends.
Yeah. Last thoughts?
Garbage! Garbage!
The music was meh. You didn't really notice the music in the movie. The lighting was... The lighting was okay. The lighting was decent. It wasn't anything that's spectacular, but not gonna make you be like, oh my god. Just it's fit for a movie. Yeah. The only thing different from this one, 2017 version, is that this one had better actors in it, and
that's what it is.
Yeah,
there's just better actors.
The story beats are the same.
Yeah, they're exactly the same. So the only thing is, the 2017 version, the acting is so bad, you just cannot sit through it. I couldn't. I got 30 minutes in, and I was like, this is it.
And the 2017 Death Better was just the premise. They're all was friends. You can tell they're all was friends. They've been around
together.
Yeah. Versus this one, they all kind of did their own little thing. And they try to force each other. I need you to believe me. I need you to stay in this with me. I need you to come here. Versus the other one's all right, no, I got your back right off the bat.
Right.
Even the whole the 2017 version had a triangle scene in there too, where the two main girls both slept with the boyfriend of one of the girls. Yeah, and then there's a point where they try to talk on it, and the girlfriend ignores it, and then she's like, "You're cool with me," kind of thing. This one Marky and Olivia never really talk about how cool they was about Lucas. They never talked about that in their relationship. They're just like, Lucas like, I'm here trying to help us save this game, and that's it. Alright. Is this a Friday night movie?
No. It's not an any night movie. It's no.
It's not a Friday night movie for me either, guys. Now, last but not least, grading time. You want to go first? I'll go first.
Definitely gonna go with a solid D minus. Solid. A D minus. That's my answer.
You want to explain why?
I think I've said enough.
Alright. I'm going to go with a D plus. The reason I give this movie a D plus is because the first half of the movie is really dry, really boring, and then the second half kind of picks up. Really, the last 1/3 picks up in this movie. The last third, I should say, not 1/3, but the last third of this movie picks up, and you get more intrigued, and you're curious how this is going to end. They got all the pieces together, how they're going to do this, and then that was an interesting part of the movie to me. But really, everything else was like
the first 45 minutes.
It's kind of hard to get through, and you're like, okay, we're going through this trope. Nobody cares. Why do I care about these people? Like, oh, we're doing a Google search again, Facebook stalking again to figure out who is who, and it's just like.
Yeah, it had a lot of social media in it, like the fact that she was a YouTuber and that they were using Google and Facebook and everything for it. So
yeah,
and I don't think the first movie was like that.
Yeah, it does. It does. Towards the middle of the movie, they do the Google search to figure out what happened in the house in 1985 and all this stuff. So they both movies legit. I mean, these movies parallel each other, even from. The first deaths of both were like, we're not gonna do the dare kind of things, and they both get, well, one person breaks his neck, the other one she gets impaled. Both go to the hospital kind of thing. So they both have the same things in this movie. Police officers in this movie cared more than the police officers in another movie. The 2017, the police didn't care at all. This one, the police was around a lot more, and you get the detective, but. Yeah. And the detective was like, he knew something was up, but nobody would explain anything to him. I guess because they thrown him into the crazy ward. But yeah, the acting is better than the 2017 version, but it's still subpar to decent. Like, besides really Violet Bean and Lucy Hale and Hayden Seto, they the ones who really, to me, and Lucas, who played by Tyler Posey, I feel like those four really shine to me in this movie as far as acting wise, and maybe could have got more screen time. But yeah.
Don't watch it.
So
save yourself.
D minus, D plus. If you guys seen the movie 2018 Blumhouse Truth or Dare, what do you think? And it is 2018's Blumhouse version. Cause you type in Truth or Dare, you might get 2017's version, and you're not gonna have a good time. But maybe you are. I don't know.
No, you're not going to have a good time at all.
If you've seen these movies, heck, if you've seen this movie, what did you think? Please put in the comment section below. Kalisa, thank you for coming on.
No problem. I'll be trying or whatever.
And see you guys in the next episode of Movie Breakdowns, and keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, you want to see what else I'm doing in my normal life and other things that's going on, please follow me on Instagram at Ali_Zakka. I'll put it right here around my face. Yep, right there. Also, if you want more episodes of Movie Breakdowns or Grind Towards Success or whatever it is I'm doing on YouTube, you know what? Follow my page right here, like I said before, the little comment thing right there. And then you can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right here, and watch the last episode of Grind Towards Success right there. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. See y'all next time. Keep being awesome.